Howdy, y'all. Cold, wet, nasty day here in central Missouri. Got thinking about a story I'm going to tell y'all. Decide if it's real or Memorex. You younger folks have to look that up. You old timers know what that means. I'm going to tell you about the time that I was threatened, bodily harm, threatened to be killed over arrowhead hunting. So, is it real? Or is it Memorex? We're going to find a whole bunch of points next minute and a half. Stay tuned. I'm bringing you my normal line of BS, but hope y'all like this. Oh my gosh, check that out. Oh my gosh. There's a dandy right there. Oh yes. Man, big old tool. Another good one. Oh man, it's a fantastic day. Y'all heard the words epic when it comes to point hunting? Look at that. Right by each other. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it is going to be a fantastic day. It already is. Epic, epic, epic. Oh my gosh, they just keep on a coming. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can contain myself, y'all. Look at that big old weird triangle. Oh man. Sweet. The points keep coming. I don't know if the recent high water did something or what. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at that. Big old preformed tool looking thing. Holy cow. My gosh. Look at that. Finally having one of those days. Every few feet has been an artifact. Holy smoking paleo mother. Woo! Son! What? What? Paleo. Maybe it's pre-paleo. Hillbilly Outdoors, DW Verts. We're going to talk about pre-paleo technology in just a minute. Maybe. Oh, it's cold out here. So I hope y'all got a kick out of that. That's a bunch of stuff to find, isn't it? Or is it? Well, tell you what, y'all. That stuff I just now showed you, two of them are real. This one and this one. The others, crap I napped myself. And not very well. These have all several years old. I haven't done this in forever. This may have a toilet tank. A couple of them are. An old toilet tank. Still got a little bit of finish there I didn't get knocked off. Those old toilet tanks make pretty good points. Here's one that's not in the video I found today. It was real pretty rock. Just stuff I never finished. I don't have time to nap. It's horrible because I like doing it. I'm not real good at it either. So, I mean, once in a while I hit a lick. So what the deal is, well, I'll show you this next couple pictures and maybe you'll get what the deal is. Check this out. See what you think. Okay, so if that wasn't a giveaway, I'll explain what I was doing. I started napping in after my senior year of high school, 82, that summer. I had a cousin that did it and showed me some things, and I never was real good at it. Once in a while I hit a lick, but I don't have time. It's like playing guitar. I can play, but I can't really play. That makes sense? So when it comes to making something that looks halfway real, though, most people can't tell the difference. That big old triangle there, that looks pretty cool to people. So a few years ago, I got to napping again, and give some stuff away, and kids like them. Also, I had a rock garden full of my own stuff. It doesn't really count. I guess it does. I'm napping the same way it was napped thousands of years ago. So I got to start, I take them to these creek crossings like I filmed, these low water slabs. And I'd set them out for people to find. Never dreaming they'd take it serious. Get a call one day from a pawn shop in my hometown. He said, are you napping points and throw them in the creek? Uh-oh. Yeah, I am. Man, he goes, I paid $50 for one of them. I drove in there, and sure enough, and it was wrong. I made that point, and it kind of came out really cool. But whenever you make a newer point, generally, they don't have, well, I say generally, they don't have the patina, they don't have the color. I mean, that one's really bright. You know, of course, this one's really bright. A toilet tank. That's Flint Hills Church from Kansas I picked up. Never needs to be cooked, but that's, you know, pretty obvious to me that they're not real, but apparently. But anyway, I'd aged that one in muriatic acid toilet bowl cleaner. It looked older. He paid the guy $50 for it. Oops. I never thought about, and I'd see that the meth heads were worse back then. I never thought about them cashing in on arrowheads. They spend days and days hunting artifacts because one artifact, $25, $50 or more, brings them some crack money, whatever, drug money, drinking money, whatever. I'm trying not to judge. People got their thing they do, but that's what was happening. And so I took to doing this, some of my points, autographing them to a degree, just like some more of these. There you go. Now they're bona fide, not real. So the times I was threatened was always the druggy crowd, it seemed like. One gal in particular had been hunting with a boyfriend for years and never found anything any good, and then she finds a big old point. I don't remember what kind. It was actually a tight point I'd tried to make, so, you know, real. But it was a big one. It was 4.5, 5 inches long. And she finds this point in the creek. And it was one, I don't know how long it had been there, but I hadn't rode on that one. She picks this thing up and she just goes to town screaming, carrying on. Her boyfriend, pretty good artifact hunter, walked up and said, oh, that's not real. Let her get a good head of steam built up first, though. What do you mean it's not real? Well, Dale verts up the road, he naps them and throws them in the creek like this. That sucker's been there for months. She said, I'll kill him. Oh, it's funny. No, and a couple of 3 years later, I met her, and when she realized who I was, I thought she was going to her car to get a gun. I took measures. So anyway, I had several of them people, trust me, never worried about none of them. But it was kind of funny, threatening to kick my butt, because they started finding the ones that were marked, and here's a few more of those. I got pictures. Here's just a few more and I'll quit, I promise, I think. These are Memorex, by the way. So there you go. So people started finding them with the writing on them. And I had a guy come in the restaurant a couple years ago and said, are you the guy that throws points in the creeks? They'd found them as kids. They thought it was cool. I wrote on the back, made in Florence, whatever. I even did a couple 3 once. I said, good for a free drink at the Ambush Family Restaurant. That's a lot of writing to do on a small point. Nobody ever cashed one of those in. And I know one time I put some real nice ones out, and we got a flood that night, so who knows where they went. I write on with a Sharpie. I guess I should have brought one. A Sharpie, and you do it over and over several times, and it sinks into that rock a bunch. You have to grind on it a bunch, get disappear, and it would change the look and make it all smooth and pretty. So it does work. And some people like them. It's fun. I'm sure they get a laugh. I'll tell you a quick story. I don't know how to tell a quick story, do I? I go down to the creek one day. It's been several years back. And I'm actually looking for rock to nap on, because sometimes you find good rock down there because it's been pulled out of the bank somewhere. It's not freeze fractured. There's a bunch of stuff that happens to make it nap. Freeze fractured rock doesn't nap as well. So anyway, there's 5 hippie types in the creek. You know how much I don't like them hippie types. But there's 4 guys and a gal. She was closer up to me. She was kind of hard to look at. You know, had the Daisy Dukes on, a little bitty top. But they're all out there stroking that water on the creek bank down below me a few yards, and they're looking for arrowheads, of course. 2 of them were on the gravel bar, and there's a big old cloud of blue smoke. I don't know what was going on down there. They had things happening. So I go in front of this girl, and ain't none of them paid a bit of attention to me. She's 25 foot downstream of me, and she ain't even looked up. And I had a 7 1/4 inch blade that I'd made, an 1 1/4 inches wide, and one of the best I ever made. And I don't know why I had the urge to throw that in the creek. And I wrote on the back in big letters, a black Sharpie. I mean, big, not real, or I just said made in Florence, and had the date. I mean, like I say, have a nice day, whatever, smart aleck stuff, try to get myself shot. I got in front of her, she's downstream of me, and the water's, it's from this deep to, almost knee deep, and it's flowing pretty good, and I gave it a toss. She didn't see me do it, so if it would have landed the wrong way, I think I could have fixed it. But it fluttered down there and stopped, letters down. I went back up on the bank, and by the time I hit the bank, she looked up, nodded, I nodded, and these boys they're another 10, 20 yards downstream. The guys in the blue cloud, they were miles downstream by then. They were somewhere else. But anyway, so here she comes. I thought she was going to miss it. And I'm just barely downstream of her when she finally blood-curdling screamed. I mean, she let it rip. I mean, I jumped and I was ready for it. Oh my God, look what I found. Oh my God. And here they come a running, including the guys with the blue smoke. They left a trail of blue smoke coming up that creek. They moved pretty quick. And they come up and they surrounded that point. 5 people looking down at it. They didn't do anything except start hollering at each other. And I'm pretty sure it was her boyfriend, the way they were acting around each other. He reaches down, he picks it up, and she's a mess. I mean, I'm like, oh, hope they didn't see me do it, because 5-1, that's almost fair. They ain't hickbillies. I get in so much trouble. He picks it up, and they're like, I'm hearing money talk, see, thousands of dollars, which I guess the real point had been $1,000 point. It was nice. I shouldn't have ever, that's the best point I probably ever made. And then they flip it over. He rolls her over, and it comes to a stop. The rippling water is the only sound there was. And one of the guys that had just come away from that blue cloud goes, man, why would somebody write on a perfectly good arrowhead? I had to leave. So, I had to leave. So right or wrong, different or indifferent, I'm not apologizing. I don't do it anymore. And if I had time, it's been 3 years I've napped a rock, except for a little thing I did in one of my videos here. And showing a buddy of mine the other day how some of these flakes are made. I don't have time. It's a lot of fun. I don't have time for a lot of things. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, I thought I'd share that story with you guys. Maybe get a kick out of it. It's too nasty to be arrowhead hunting. I have another video or two ready I need to work on anyway. But Spring is here, even though it doesn't feel like it, and I got other things to do. If you guys are stuck along with the channel, I really appreciate. I got new people coming on, like it a lot. Thank you very much. Whatever this is ever going to do, it's just me being me. And I'm not very good at being me most of the time. If you like fish, I can't believe some of y'all ain't fishermen. And not just bass fishermen, but I do some fishing videos on my Hickbilly Fishing channel. Have a chance, go look at that. Okay? I appreciate it. Subscribe if you want. It's small and ain't hardly growed yet. I'm going to keep working on that, get some better weather than this to fish. We got more Arrowhead stuff coming. I'm going to do some more stuff. I need to do a dig. I need to get a dig started. But man, it's a lot of work, a lot of time. So right down there is that little arrowhead. Click on that. Subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate it. It's fun. We're trying. Hope you guys like this stuff. And that's my... Is it real? Ta-da! Or is it Memorex? Ta-da! Thank y'all. God bless. We'll talk at you later.